back to another edition of the Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Marcus, and you were joining me live in the Comedy Studios. But I'm never alone. I'm with my boy, Joey LaFaro. Joe, say hello to the people.
I'm just glad that I made it a whole week without hearing Mariah Carey.
That is awesome. I'm happy for you.
I feel like I've accomplished something now.
Okay, maybe so. Maybe you will live longer than I will, because I hear that thing every day, and it's not making me any happier or ready for Christmas in any way, shape, or form. Oh man! But Joey, this week we do have a special guest in the building. We have a local comedian, first-time Comedy Podcast joiner, Mr. Christian McCarthy. Christian, welcome to the Comedy Podcast.
Well, thank you kindly, gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
All right, man. We have some fun this week, Joey LaFaro. We are not joined by Candace this week. She took a personal day. We are noting that in her time cards, making sure that she's aware of this, that it will go on her absentee file, as well as her PTO will be presented at the end of the week.
Hey.
Huh? What?
It's none of our business.
Okay.
It is now.
You're the CEO of the company. I need you to know what's going to happen as far as HR in the company.
Sometimes you just need a day. Sometimes.
I understand completely. But the Human Resource Department here at Comedy is very stringent and very strange. Well, not strange. We're different.
I don't like the sound of that. It sounds like a lawsuit.
Oh, man. But yes, man, we are back, Joey LaFaro. And it has been a full week, sir. It's the last episode of Comedy Podcast.
Full week?
A full week. How's your week been, man?
It was wild. I went from not having anything booked to hosting at Arlington Draft House.
Joey LaFaro hosting. Joey LaFaro is a host, man.
Son.
I'm sorry, I didn't make it out.
A lot of people didn't.
I came home and went to sleep. I worked 10-hour day, and that was a long day.
It was like the weirdest thing to like go from not being on the show and then being on the show because of a cancellation to then be hosting because of a cancellation. And then on the day of having the people I had like said, hey, this is the one, come see this.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was excited for me. And then I had like the weirdest series of cancellations. Like one person said, like, I don't know if I have COVID, but I have a fever. I have to go get tested.
Mm-hmm.
And then another friend's like, yeah, I really want to come, but do they let me bring a dog in? Because I got like this puppy that I don't want to leave at home. And I don't really want to, she's just so cute, but I don't want to leave her. But I can tell her it's a support animal. And I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Like, stay at home with your damn dog.
This is the most complicated excuse for not coming. Like, I wasn't even going to. Like I wasn't actually expecting you to come, but you took the time to have this phone call to explain why your puppy was going to be your excuse.
Yes.
And this isn't even like one of my close friends. This is like my brother's friend. Like, so then then my mom calls like 2 hours before the show.
Okay.
And she's having stomach problems. So she's like, I probably can't make it. I need to be near a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
It was just like it was cancel Sunday.
Yeah. I'm sorry you had to go through that, Joey LaFaro. It is.
Yeah.
It sucks sometimes being a comedian
sometimes you get up to get down. But we had a good show. It was a real fun show. Ishmael Gaynor, who has been on the podcast before,
yes,
put together an awesome show.
Awesome, man. I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy you're doing big things. You out here getting it.
And then last night I went down to visit Lateef Idris at Fairuz Lounge.
Okay.
And I don't like Virginia. I don't like. There's too many white people down there, and they don't get me. So
don't get his drift.
Yeah, they don't understand Joey. Joey has a very black centric lifestyle. So when he performs in white rooms, they think, oh man, he's not our guy. And I'm looking at him going, he is you. In every way, shape, and form, but he just tells his jokes differently. Exactly. But Joey works in the black crowds most of the time, except for that Suitland show you aren't going to end up doing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I couldn't do it. I had a conflict. My girlfriend bought me tickets to something.
Yeah, Joey ended up having a conflict of time on a New Year's special show that included strippers. and a night of 1,000 comedians.
Chris,
So,
have you ever had a show where you agreed to do it, and then the details came out, and you were like, "Oh, that is not. This isn't what I thought. This I wasn't careful about what I wished for, like at all."
What's every show?
Okay.
Yes, every single time.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You never know what you're going to get in the entertainment business, as it were. Me as a DJ, I didn't know that I would be doing as many gigs as I have not in the last 2 years. But again, it's a matter of the entertainment world is fickle. Sometimes I'm a working DJ. Sometimes I'm at home hoping to work as a DJ sometime in the future. Maybe this summer will work out, Joey. Maybe this summer someone will throw a pool party where no one coughs, and I can have some DJ gigs, because this last 2 years has been ridiculous. I own entirely too much equipment to not DJ parties.
You didn't do no Zoom raves?
What was that now?
You didn't do any Zoom raves?
No, I thought about doing that.
With the Zoom rave guy, that could have been.
I thought about putting those together and just starting like Zoom parties and just mailing ecstasy to people's houses just to see if people would like it. It can be fun for everybody. You never know what you're going to get.
The weirdest part of a Zoom party would be the ending. Oh,
the weirdest part would be the ending.
Yeah, like when everybody just turns their camera off and you're standing alone in your room. You don't know what to do with yourself anymore.
That's when I turn the lights on, like it's at a club, and I'm like, "Hey guys, last song."
Yeah.
Then you stand alone by yourself and play a heart song.
Oh my goodness, that is ridiculous. This entertainment thing is ridiculous, Joey. But this week for me has been pretty interesting. The school system decided that, in their infinite wisdom, to kick all the kids back out of school until the 18th of January. So they had an uptick in the county I live in COVID cases, where I looked more into it. Your alma mater, Joey LaFaro, had outbreaks on the football team, basketball team, girls basketball team, and like 4 different clubs.
How are the football team? They're done. They finished. I saw the last game.
I don't know how they did it, but that's what happened. Yeah. That's what I was told.
Was this like the after season gangbang that they did onto the bleachers?
Never invited you to. They never invited Joey to that particular practice.
I'm trying to figure out what else we do time of season. This is where a couple of them get a cheerleader pregnant after the season ends.
I think this time is more strength training.
Oh wait, my scholarship's not coming in. Oh well, might as well hook up with Tyresha finally.
Why is her name Tyresha?
Because it's Laurel.
Yeah, that is true. Her name probably is Tyresha. Oh man, but yeah, man. So the county decided, hey, let's shut all the schools down and send all the kids home virtually. Now, for me, this becomes it's twofold: a problem and a blessing. So now I don't have to worry about before and after care.
Okay.
So until she goes back, so I ain't got to pay for that because they ain't open either. So I'm like, all right, good. That's a bill back in my pocket. The second thing is she's home all the time now. So it's not like I get a break. Like I used to get, like on my day off, I could get a break when I drop her off at school. I get that break from 9 to 3 where I'm not even thinking about her. She's the school's problem. Every issue the school has, they can call me about. If it's major, I'll come get her. But if it ain't, all right, y'all fix it. I'll be there at 3:00. But now it's like I go to sleep and I wake up in the morning, she's there. I cook eggs, she's there. I eat my eggs, she's still here. And now it's just starting to get to the point where I don't want her here anymore. So now I'm like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ship you off. I think I packed her up and I shipped her off.
The problem is, I know your daughter, and so like what the audience isn't aware of is she just is kind of like bouncing near him when he's saying it's not that she's there. It's that imagine if there's like something like doing this right behind you,
jumping up and down, just jumping up and down like a crazy person
on hours on end.
Yes, and looking me in the face like as I'm sleeping, like she's 10. but she still does that little baby thing where she opens my eyes as I'm sleeping. And then I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do except punch you. Because this is ridiculous.
That's what she's doing. She's testing the waters.
She's testing to see how close she can get. Because then when she startles me awake and I come up in my fight pose, she's like, oh, you would hit your daughter? I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
She's not a daughter at that point.
you are a stranger. This is stranger danger. The thing I told you about. This is what you boiled this down to.
I think this whole generation is a series of masterminds.
Oh yeah, they are.
Someone brought a kid to the gym the other day, and that child like came up behind me while I was wrestling another whole adult and goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "All right, get away from me, gremlin." And then
that kid was gonna take your soul.
And then I tried to go to the other side of the room and stretch, and then she followed me and started doing gymnastics near the window. And the adult that was with her walked away from it and is like, "Hey, Joey, just make sure she doesn't go out the window." And then the next thing I hear is, "Uh-oh, I'm going out the window." And I'm like, yo, this kid is setting me up.
That's hilarious. Oh my God, that's funny as I don't want you.
But they're the same, like your daughter and that person are the same person.
Oh, they are the same person. This generation of kids. They are ridiculous human beings. Like it doesn't make sense to me. I told my daughter, I don't want to talk to your friends. I don't like your friends. I don't need to know your friends. And because she gets on these Zoom chats when they are not together. Mm-hmm. So then they all like to talk at once and yell at the same time. Yeah. And then she'll open it up and turn the computer toward me. And she's like, "Say hi to my friends." Like, and the first time she did it, my exact words were, "I don't give a damn about your dumbass friends." And then they're all like, "Oh, he don't give a damn about none of us." And I'm like, "Oh, damn it." That wasn't supposed to be.
That's how you earn parents' respect.
Yeah.
All the other parents. Now they enjoy you. Now they appreciate you. I'm still the kid.
You're still the kid?
Yeah, I'm only 20. I'm still the kid.
Oh, yeah, you are still a kid, sir. But yeah, man.
Christian, have you done any of these like stupid TikTok challenges where you piss off your girlfriend or parent on purpose?
Dude, I've been doing that since I was born. It's not a challenge anymore. That's my job now, actually. Mm-hmm. I don't do any of the like TikTok challenges or anything.
Do you flinch at your mom and record her reaction?
No, but actually, just earlier we scared her with an air horn.
Oh!
She fell asleep on the couch.
See these kids?
Yeah, these kids are crazy, man. I would never.
My dad's idea.
Oh well, he would take the brunt of that because I know. I looked at some of these challenges. I sent Joey one where these guys would pretend to drop their girl off at the wrong house just to see her reaction. So they'd stop at the door and they'd like, "All right, babe, I'll see you later." And they stop in front of the house.
She's like, "Why you drop me off?"
And she's like, "Why you drop me off here?" And they go, "Oh shit!" And they pull off.
Yeah.
But then the girl's spazzing out, like, "Whose house was that?
Who lives there?
Who lives there?
Who lives there?
Who do I need to talk to at this residence?" And I'm like, you just set somebody up. I hope that's the house is up because that like 9 times out of 10, that girl jumped out that car and went to the front door and said, "Hey, who my boyfriend messing with in here?" And it's like, no, don't set these other people up. I ain't do nothing. And it was the one with the mom, like the first one I ever saw was with the scarf, where they like, there's one where the white kid is like they wrap the scarf around her mom's neck, then they pull it tight and the scarf comes off.
Oh.
And then they do it to the Spanish mom and end up damn near hanging her.
She pulled that sandal right off her foot.
So she pulled that sandal off, that chancleta off, and almost killed everybody in there, holding the camera and everything. Yeah, they are. I don't know. I didn't know that was a thing until I got older, and then all my Spanish friends would tell me, "Yeah, my mom had like 5 lethal ones, and like 2 of them had points." Why do you have a pointed sandal? What are you doing with
sharpened?
It's like that episode of
a shiv sandal.
Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where the aliens came and they finally chased them off with the board with the nail in it?
Yeah.
That's the chancla.
That's a chancla.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man!
They're like the challenge. There was a challenge in my neighborhood. I don't think it was a TikTok challenge. It was just the kids in my neighborhood. They were coming around and taking what's the metal part of the wheel on the outer part of the car?
The hubcap.
The hubcap?
Hubcap. They were taking the hubcaps off of the car,
Mhm.
and some kid drove to school and almost died on the way there. They
Because it
didn't
flew
get
off
on.
while he was driving?
What?
Did it fly off while he was driving or what?
Yes,
Of course.
because they unscrewed it, but then left it on there, and then
What?
yeah.
That's not a hubcap. That's a lug nut.
That's a lug nut.
That's a
Oh,
whole
look,
different
yeah, that's
thing.
what I meant.
They took the lug nuts off of cars and just
Yeah.
let them
Whoa.
see these kids. These wishennials. Because I call them wishennials because I wish any of these millennials would. Because I'd kill every single one. Every little kid I saw from that point on would catch hands. I don't get anyone under the age of 35 would catch hands every
If
day
a
I
wheel
walk down
comes
the
off
street.
my car, somebody gonna die. And it ain't
Basically.
gonna be me
Basically,
because I got a Subaru Forester.
Yeah.
That thing is safety.
you got to keep these lesbians safe in these streets. They got the Subaru is the international car of the LGBTQ community. So Joey LaFaro keeps his Subaru in top-notch shape.
It also keeps the cops away. A
Yes, it
Subaru
does.
a day keeps the cops away.
Oh man, but anything happened to you this week, Christian?
Dude, nothing out of the. I got hacked this morning on Instagram. That was probably the highlight of my week because everything was going swell. Wait, it's Tuesday.
Yes.
Nothing's This is the only thing that's happened to me this week.
Our week starts and
Yeah.
ends on Tuesday.
Our week starts on
Sorry, you
Wednesday.
should-
and
Oh,
Tuesday.
yeah.
clarify that.
Yeah.
Since last Tuesday.
Yeah. Has anything happened
If
since
anything
last
happened before last Tuesday, fuck that. But if it was since last Tuesday, you can talk about it now if you so choose.
Tuesday? Yes.
Dude, I can't remember anything from before I got hacked.
It's okay.
They-
Your mind
hacked
was
his-
wiped after
they
that.
hacked-
My mind is completely wiped clean. All I can think about is this Turkish man telling me he needs $1,000 to feed his Turkish children.
Was he in the MIB? Did he use a nebulizer?
It's a
He
nebulizer.
might have.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
It's not called a nebulizer. A nebulizer
Oh,
is what
okay.
asthmatics
It's
use.
a neuralizer.
Neuralizer.
Nebulizer.
Nebulizer. That sounds wrong.
I was close.
I don't know why that sounds so wrong to me.
Hey,
Because
it
it is.
had an Nizer in it. It Nizered him.
Okay, Joey, you working too close to
I know.
the
it's
barbed wire
dancing-
on that. You dancing real dangerous over there, sir.
I'm courting disaster. That's gonna be the next TikTok challenge.
Had an in and a Naza in it. So wait, hold on. Wait, whoa.
That is the next challenge.
Oh my goodness.
Kentucky Fried Movie did that challenge in the
The-
70s.
I've never seen
No,
Kentucky
no,
Fried Movie.
There's literally a scene where there's a guy who's like a white guy wearing like a Daredevil costume, and he just goes into an alley where these guys are playing dice and just yells the N-word and runs.
Okay.
That was the first.
that sounds ridiculous.
I mean, that whole movie was ridiculous. It's
I think I may need to watch it. I've heard about it. I've never watched it though.
it's hilarious, but it's stupid.
okay.
What's it called?
Kentucky Fried Movie.
No.
Christian, this is like your like grandfather level for you.
Yeah.
Well, I like old movies. Just
Okay,
my food with my food, and the movie titles with the movie titles.
Kentucky Fried Movie is an old cult comedy, very slapstick, goofy film, but it is effed up because
It's like Christian watching Uptown Saturday Night. And you're like, yeah, it's a good movie. And he was like, yeah, but it looked just old from the time the credits rolled. I don't That movie just feels old from the beginning to the end.
Dude, when the narrator sounds like it's recorded in black and white, you know it's going to be an old movie.
yeah.
Oh, it sounds like this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just think about the golden days. When they sing while they're talking. Only preachers and movies before the 1940s do that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Have you seen Airplane?
Yes. Oh, Christian, have you seen it?
I don't know.
No.
All right, we're gonna culture you up some. That's all. That's all. You can't be a comic and not have seen that movie.
I've
Yeah.
definitely heard about it.
I'm sorry. You can't be the style of comic that you are because I've seen you on stage, and I feel like this slapstick shit is right up your alley.
Dude, all I did was watch Jim Carrey.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you like Jim Carrey, you'll like this stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Jim Carrey was my hero too. All right, we'll get into that.
Definitely
I
will.
think we're due for a break.
We are going to take a quick break. I'm trying to find something to play, Joey. I got it. Never mind. Found it. Damn it. I hate when my mind is working really fast, and then I go, I got this, and then I stop thinking. All right. Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break, Joey, and we're gonna have a sit-down conversation with Mr. Christian McCarthy just to learn a little bit about him. Welcome to the family, and just see who he is as a comic in the DMV. But we'll be back with more fun and more thrills on the Comedy Podcast. And we're back on the That Comedy Podcast, and this segment of the That Comedy Podcast is brought to you by our favorite sponsor, Smooth My Balls. That's right, looking for a stocking stuffer for your husband. Smooth My Balls is the perfect thing for him. You know what's good this time of year? Having a clean, smooth bottle. And my guy, Joey LaFaro, has told me he uses Smooth My Balls. I use Smooth My Balls, and you can get a Smooth My Balls Turf Chopper 3.0 for 20% off. Just use the link in our link tree, and you will find it on the internet, man. I'm telling you, I love it. Joey, you love it?
I do.
And we endorse it highly. Get it for your husband. Put it in that stocking. I know you didn't get him a gift because dads don't mean anything to anybody after the kid is born. Smooth My Balls Turf Chopper 3.0. Get one for your pop today. And we're back into That Comedy Podcast. I am DJ Marcus, Joey LaFaro, and our special guest this week, Mr. Christian McCartney.
Yeah.
I've been saying it wrong all show, and he has been gracious enough to give me enough leeway to get it wrong and not correct me to my face.
It's all right. I already did that.
Joey corrected me, and that's what I have Joey here for. Joey's around to correct me in situations because I'm very bad with names and bad, horrible with people. So usually I'll say your name wrong like 20 times, and Joey will be like, hey. At the end of the show, he'll go, hey, man, you know, you said that his name is Christian, not Christine. And I'll be like, oh, I said Christine the whole time? He's like, yeah, man. How'd you do this wrong? And I'll be like, oh, I don't know. Concussions. I play football. There was a movie about it. I know I'm bad.
It's really just that I'm going to see you again at some point in the future, and I have to not be awkward.
Yes. Man, but Christian, welcome to the That Comedy Podcast, sir. Now, question before we start the podcast, before we start this interview segment, okay?
Yeah.
The song I just played to intro your interview segment today. Did you know it or have you heard it?
I knew you were going to ask that question. That is so weird.
I kind of figured you didn't. It sits in my New Jack Swing folder, and that folder is full of music made from 1989 to 1993. So it was made.
I know music from back then. It's just that whenever I tell people I know music, they'll play me a song, and it just so happens I've heard every song except the one that they just played.
I got you. That's the DJ's dilemma. Because whenever someone says, "Oh yeah, I know music," I go, "Okay, cool." Scroll. Here, listen to this. They'll start snapping on the wrong beat, and I go, "You don't know this. Stop doing it." It's okay. It's all right. But yeah, man, welcome to the show. Welcome to the podcast, man. It's a pleasure having you, sir. We'll just kick it off with the question everybody wants to know: who are you, and why are you on the That Comedy Podcast?
Well, my name is Christian McCartney, and I did a show with Joey, and after the show, he approached me in a dark alley, and he said he put his hand on my shoulder, and his other hand around my ear. He pulled me close, and he said, "I have a podcast."
Sounds like Joey.
It was a very balmy invite.
Would you like to join me on the podcast?
So he smiggled you.
That whisper was a balmy 98 degrees in a high humidity.
He hit you with the smiggle.
Oh yeah. My ear was wet, my neck was wet, my kneecaps were wet. It was intense, so I couldn't say no.
All right. Well, yeah. So Joe, you met Joey at a show. So you've been doing comedy. How long have you been doing comedy?
Almost a year.
Almost a year. So you started during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we've had a couple guests that have started during the
The
pandemic.
pandemic has been a pressure cooker because there's a lot of people doing a lot better than me. All started
during
this past year.
So did you start off doing Zoom shows? Did you start off just trying to tackle the shows that were there?
Yeah, so I was actually in college and I came back for Christmas break and I went to Harrisburg Comedy Zone because I live in Pennsylvania. So I went to the Harrisburg Comedy Zone and I bombed horribly 2 times. But it felt so good to be up on stage because I've done theater like my whole life. So I came and I did the Magoobies competition for the monthly show. And I ended up winning it the first time I went on it. And I was like, I can get used to this. This is rather nice. So I started going to the open mics next door to Wits. And then that's when everything shut down for real. So I probably got a month or 2, maybe, of actual time on stage. And then it went to Zoom. But like you can ask Joey, I am way too physical to do Zoom shows. It bothered me so much sitting there. So I couldn't do it. I promise you I could not do it. So I just did every show that I could in person. And then I would like make my family sit downstairs and watch me. And because as long as you're in front of somebody, you know what I mean? I went like door to door to my neighbor's houses. Hey, can I tell you a joke? They were like, yeah, go ahead. Tell them a joke. Move to the next house. I was the Jehovah's Witnesses of jokes.
Despite all his rage, he was still a rat in a cage.
Okay. Again, you can't throw something like that in there, Joey.
Why not? Just because he's not going to know the reference?
And I barely know it. It's one of those deep cuts, Joey LaFaro. But yeah, so
it's what I do.
So you didn't like doing Zoom shows, which I fully understand. I watched enough Joey doing Zoom shows and just sitting back while he's in my apartment doing them, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Comedy's not fun on Zoom. You lose a lot of the feel of it. So again, it's completely understandable. So you did Magoobies and you won on your first tryout.
Yeah.
All right.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man. That means you hitting on all 8.
Thank you kindly. But it was funny because like the set that I'd used for the show, I had never performed it in front of an audience before. I practiced it in my basement for 2 weeks straight and then did it on the stage, and I haven't used it since. And I just kept writing new material because back then, like when I started out doing stand-up, I didn't know that you worked on a joke for a long time. I thought you did the joke once, it worked well, and then you moved on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was never aware that you had to craft something and then keep working it out.
Yeah.
So
usually that's what you use open mics for. So like you keep telling those same jokes at the open mics, and then when you get on a stage like Magoobies, that's when you tell that one good that joke that you've honed in on, and it kills everybody. And then you're like, all right, cool, I won it with that. So I'm gonna workshop some other good jokes coming back for another.
Oh yes, I've learned.
What are you saying, Joey?
Nothing. I'm just realizing that I sucked. Like I had that mentality for like a whole year in 2010 and didn't do comedy for 3 years, then came back before I learned, hey, you need to do a joke more than once.
So it took you 4 years to learn
4 years, but he figured out in 3 months.
That means he's gonna move forward, Joey LaFaro.
Yeah.
You need to hit your sale right behind him, Joey. You just say, hey man, Christian, need a writer? I'll be right there with you.
Up on board, fella.
Yeah, man, you need a writer, you need a DJ for any shows you're doing. Guess what? That comedy is here to help you out, Christian.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, man. So when you got into comedy, who were some of your influences?
Jim Carrey, Marlon Wayans, Robin Williams, Tim Hawkins, and Michael Jr.
Michael Jr.
Tim Hawkins and Michael Jr. are Christian comedians.
Yes.
Ah.
I know I follow Michael Jr. on TikTok.
Oh, cool.
He posts all his specials on TikTok, which is hilarious to me. So like, you should be making money off this. Why is this free for 5 minutes of your set on TikTok?
Christian comedians are much more giving. Let the
right,
joke
so
go.
that's awesome, man. So yeah, I mean that's an eclectic group of people.
I
Dude,
like that mix though.
That is a good mix, like definitely a great mix of comics there because they those are some heavy hitters mixed in
yeah.
there.
The biggest influence, though, by far, is Jim Carrey.
Okay.
Like when I think I was in either kindergarten or first grade. I like became obsessed with Jim Carrey, and I would come home from school every single day and watch The Mask and Ace Ventura back and back and back. Then I found out what Dumb and Dumber was, and I watched all three of those movies every single day when I get home. I would recite the lines to my parents, and then I started watching In Living Color. That's how I found out who the Wayans bros were, and all of them. I would just do impressions of them all the time for my family. And then I ended up doing a project on Jim Carrey and in third grade, and I did Fire Marshal Bill for my class.
Oh wow.
Okay.
And then like the whole bit, and then at recess, all my friends are like, Christian, come do it for us over here. Come over here. So I would go do the whole bit over there. And then like, you know how there are groups on the playground? I was traveling from group to group on my first comedy tour doing Fire Marshal Bill in a 30-minute recess.
There you go. That is Joey. You late bloomer.
That's literally I did the same shit. Like I'm not even kidding. I was obsessed with Jim Carrey, The Mask, Ace Ventura 2, Liar Liar. The scene with the pen.
Yeah.
Like, I had that scene with the pen down, and my brother, like I wasn't like me and my brother are like we're really close now, but growing up all we do was fight. But he used to like tell his friends, "No, come see Joey do that bit." So I'm with you 1,000% because I was doing the same shit. Like when the movie came out.
Okay. yeah. Joey didn't get the DVD.
I was 10. I was in 5th grade, but it's similar.
Extremely similar. It's hard not to want to be that when you see him.
Yeah.
Because he was making when I saw him, he was making kids laugh and adults laugh. And I loved that everybody was laughing. So I was like, oh, I want to make everybody laugh too. Let me hop on this one right here. And then I did.
There you go. Man, again, man, it's the comedy scene is always an eclectic group of people. And it takes all types to make it run the way it should. But yeah, man. So when you got into it, what made you go, okay, I'm gonna step on the stage?
Do you mean like during the pandemic or when I was younger? Okay, during the
pandemic.
Well, I had watched when I was at college, I was watching a lot of stand-up, and then I would be hanging out with my friends, and while we would be hanging out, I would get up in front of everybody, and I would just either do imitations of the teachers or just talk about like the stupid stuff that happened in class, and they all thought it was hilarious. So I started looking at open mics like around the place about, oh, well, they understand my teachers. Maybe random people at open mics who had day jobs will want to hear about my And so I started writing the stuff down, and obviously none of it works now because nobody knows those people, but I wanted to get up on stage to see if it actually worked in front of other people. And then that's when I came home on Christmas break and decided to do it.
All right. That is awesome, man. So have you decided to just do comedy, or are you looking at this whole entertainment world and looking to branch out into all the other things to go with it?
Oh, entertainment to the masses. I'm all right with doing anything. I was in like chorus in high school and college, and then I did I love doing voices, so I'll do voices, and I want to get into anything I can. I mean, I love doing stand-up, but if it's gonna make you laugh, I want to do it.
Okay. That's amazing, man. That's the best attitude to have during these bleak times, because we need more people to laugh than anything else during this pandemic that we're in. Man. So where can they find you on the internet, man? Where can they find you? Where you're gonna be? Shows you got coming up?
As before this morning, they could have followed me on Instagram, but now I'm on Facebook. My Facebook is Christian McCartney. It's original, and I'm on YouTube also as Christian McCartney, and I'm also on TikTok as Mr. McCartney.
Okay.
TikTok is like where it's booming right now.
Okay.
It's where it's at.
All right. And you got some shows coming up?
Yes, I do, sir. There's So next week I have 3 shows. On the Wednesday, I have the open mic in Baltimore, which I'm hosting at the Motor House. And then
I believe we have a
Don't
flyer
have-
for that.
don't
Boom.
have-
Oh,
okay.
Is that the right one?
perfect.
Yeah, Motor House.
There you go.
That's gonna be awesome. And then the 30th is the finals competition at Magoody's Joke House in Timonium.
Okay.
Going to be there. We have 12 comedians. It is going to be amazing because they're all. I've been going to open mics with all of them, so I know how hard they all work. So it's going to be a good night.
Okay.
If you don't work a 10-hour shift, you might want to come.
Okay.
And then I know I sent you another one.
It looks like it's Drafts Laughs at Checker Spot Brewing.
Yes. Mike Moran is headlining. Yes. Mike Quinlan put that show together. It's going to be amazing. I know some of the people in there, and they are all hilarious. So it'll be good.
Awesome. That's awesome, man. And Joey, you're finding more and more good guests to bring on the Die Comedy Podcast. I don't know if Joey's just branching out and talking to people finally. Because we've been doing this podcast for 10 years now.
No, I'm accepting that I'm going to end up being a producer. Like I'm never going to be that, like, I'm never going to be the rapper. I'm going to be, I got to go the Dre or the Kanye route. Like,
okay.
I'm never going to be.
You're never going to be as big as the act.
Be that main act. I'm being, known for that. It's going to be the production stuff.
Okay. Hey, I'm here with you for the long haul, Joey.
I'm going to be Diddy. My crowning achievement will be the Jeffrey, role of Jeffrey scene in Get Him to the Greek.
That is a stupid scene.
Stupid scene.
Oh my god!
Look at me. I'm eating my own head. How?
Have you seen Get Him to the Greek, Christian?
No.
Don't worry. That was a stupid reference on purpose, so you don't need to see that one.
It's quite possible. It's one of the worst movies to watch. But it's hilarious. It has spots.
Here's the thing.
You'll die laughing at it.
2 questions. Have you seen Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember Russell Brand's character?
Yes.
Get Him to the Greek is just a movie about him as that character.
About that character.
Oh, wait. Isn't Jonah Hill in that movie?
Yes.
I have seen that movie.
Okay. All right, good.
I didn't hear you say the title. All I heard was Greek.
Yeah,
Okay.
Get Him to the Greek.
Yep. Oh man. Well, Christian, it is definitely a pleasure having you on, sir. You gonna hang out with us and get into some of these topics we got going on?
Yeah.
All right. Joey, you got a question for me?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
DJ Marcus, who would Christian McCartney be at the Comedy Cookout?
Okay. Christian McCartney would be that little cousin.
I don't know why I said his whole name there. That was weird.
I don't know why either. It seems like it fits. It seems like when you say it just his first name, it's like, oh, you're missing something. It's like it feels like he's gonna be that guy. You go, I gotta say his whole name every time I talk to him.
Otherwise, it's confusing. Who would the Christians be at the cookout?
Yeah. So Christian McCartney would be the little cousin.
Okay. That
all the aunts, uncles, and grandma always say, "Hey, that little baby is talented. Go perform. Go do the thing that the kids doing. Go over there. Go. We finish eating. Move that stuff out the way and let Christian just dance. He gonna dance up there. He gonna tell y'all some jokes too. Go up there and entertain him, baby. Entertain him. Now, how close am I to who you were or are at your current family cookout?
That is 100% accurate. It's terrifying. You're like, what's oh my gosh. Who's the guy that interviews the rappers and knows everything about them?
Nardwar, yeah.
You are Nardwar.comedy. Oh my goodness.
It's weird because I can see him like just interviewing him going, I would tell like, hey, move this stuff out the way for this boy. He gonna be somebody someday.
Let that baby dance. Let that baby dance.
Oh man, but Joe, we're gonna take a quick break, man.
Okay.
What we got going on in the world, man?
So Jake Paul did another thing. There was a movie came out that might have shaken up the whole world. I feel like feel safe saying that.
Okay.
And then people are mad at Louis C.K. again, and Time Magazine has some controversy over their choice of Person of the Year.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into that and a whole bunch more when we get back with more fun and more thrills on the Dot Comedy Podcast.
We come one tonight. I've been waiting for your wake up call. Growing stronger now. I can hear it in the thunderstorm. We sing, oh, I don't wanna do this without you.
And we're back on the Dot Comedy Podcast. I am DJ Marcus Joey LaFaro, and this segment here is brought to you by Tappy Card. Looking for a fun, innovative way to hand out a business card without having to hand out paper to people? Tappy Card is the thing for you. You can get yourself a Tappy Card through our link tree, and it will be the most innovative, ingenious thing you have in your wallet. You can guarantee that all you have to do is tap your card to their phone, and your information saves to their phone. That's right, Tappy Card. Get yourself one on Dot Comedy today. And we're back on Dot Comedy Podcast. Joey LaFaro. Now that I found you, it is amazing to be on the Dot Comedy. I don't know where I was going with that. That sounded.
Are we in a video game? That sounds like the credits in a video game.
It does.
It sounds like Kingdom Hearts is happening.
It sounds like the end of every 80s video game. But the thing is, I played it so I could look at Christian's face while it played, because I knew he would know this song, and I saw him singing it, and he was bobbing to it, and I was like, I knew I was going to get him. I knew I got him. I knew I was going to get him at least a little bit. Tell me I didn't get you.
I don't know this song.
I
really don't. I have no. I've never heard this song.
This song is only like 3 years old. This song is in this decade. Oh, what the hell, man? Oh, it is Now That I Found You by Martin Gritzner.
I'm gonna do a whole TikTok to this song later this week. As always, our guests appear via the CPMMA Fight Line.
That's right, the CPMMA Fight Line. Get your training on if you want to enter the world of combat sports. You can find it all at CPMMA. Joey LaFaro fights there. If you want to beat Joey LaFaro's ass, CPMMA is the place you can do it.
In there, right, Joey? Sat on.
You could get sat on. That is a high probability.
I'm a lot heavier than I look.
He's dense like a pound cake.
He's a bowling ball.
He is a bowling ball.
No joke. I had a guy he tried to suplex me the other day and threw his whole back out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You sure you want to do it?" He's like, "Fuck you, I'm going to do it." I'm like, "Look, you're not Vegeta. You're not a Saiyan. You can't go deeper. Like, you're just going to hurt yourself." Hernia.
Did you go with him?
No.
So you didn't even, you resisted. That's why he hurt himself. When you do
why would I let him suplex me?
When you do a suplex, your partner's supposed to go with the suplex.
This was not this is not pro wrestling.
This is
combat wrestling.
Okay.
This is
I'm used to pro wrestling.
This is grappling. This is
people help each other.
No, this is fuck you. I'm gonna smash the shit out of you unless you don't let me.
Unless you stop me somehow. Okay, well,
with his ass.
Joey LaFaro is killing people in the streets, I guess. But what's going on in this world, Joey LaFaro?
So Time Magazine has named their choice of Person of the Year, and it was none other than Elon Musk.
Musk.
People have taken issue with that and are arguing that they think Dolly Parton should be Person of the Year instead of him.
What did Dolly do this year? I didn't know Dolly did anything.
So apparently, she has. I
know she came out in favor of Black Lives Matter.
She's done a lot of
she's been doing a lot of social justice warrior stuff.
She's done some of that. She's been, I think, doing some Meals on Wheels type stuff.
A lot of donating.
Yeah, those are some big wheels.
She's
you put a lot of meals on those wheels.
She has made modded for donation.
That's inappropriate. Christian, I'm sorry.
I plug yours.
She donated $1 million to a COVID vaccine trial that ended up being the highly successful Moderna jab. So she basically helped Moderna get their COVID vaccine together.
Okay.
So that's a pretty strong entry.
Very.
But here's the. So I think it's people. I think it's more than just like people feel.
People hate Elon Musk.
Yeah, exactly.
It boils down just to that.
But I do need to say, this isn't really like Time Magazine has had like a lot more problems with this that in the past. Like it's not something they do based on like, oh, we think this is the best person. This is just the most influential person.
Mm-hmm.
Love it or hate it. Like Adolf Hitler was the time was there at one point. Like there's been a few questionable characters. Character really isn't part of this award. Like
no.
Yeah.
At all. And like you can like Dolly has done some amazing stuff. She's an amazing person. But Elon Musk literally manipulated the whole stock market by just fucking with a meme.
Yeah, he did it a couple times. He's been known to just screw stuff up as far as money wise over and over again.
He's fucking with people money.
And he keeps challenging the UN and the government. And I'm here for Elon Musk to keep challenging the government to do something right. Because he's like, yeah, well, I'll pay my $4.8 billion this year in taxes. How about that? And they're like, well, you don't pay your fair share. I just told you I was going to pay $4.8 billion. What fair share y'all want me to pay? And so it's like these people. It's amazing that we get to this point where the influential people who have done good things for the rest of us are D-bags 90% of the time. Yeah. Like Elon Musk is a D-bag 90%. I can see it in his face when he goes on interviews that he, like, talking to him at the office has to be the most dreadful thing in the world to do.
I feel like he doesn't make eye contact.
I think so too.
He avoids it at all costs. He'll look at your eyebrows, but not your eyes.
This is an article from Newsweek, and this is the quote.
What is that?
This is the quote from Time Magazine about the choice of Elon Musk. This is the man who aspires to save our planet and get us a new one to inhabit. Clown, genius, edgelord, visionary, industrialist, showman. It says Time gushed. How do you gush over someone and call them a clown?
They call him a clown, didn't they?
And that was the first word.
That was
genius. It's like, huh?
Levant, Elon Musk.
All right. I mean, and
Rain Man Elon Musk.
Rain Man Elon Musk. So Christian, do you think Dolly Parton's more deserving a person of the year than Elon Musk?
I mean, after hearing Joey say what the achievement actually is for, I think Elon probably should get it. Did he get it already? I don't keep up with social. Did he get it?
Okay. So Chip Jones came and chimed in with some.
Dolly Parton set 3 Guinness World Records.
Yeah, Dolly Parton is an amazing entertainer and artist.
Yes,
she's most decades 7 and most #1 hits on the U.S. Billboard Hot Country Songs chart for a female artist. Mm-hmm. She also broke one of her own records. But I don't know if any of that has to do with Time Person of the Year stuff. Like if it was Rolling Stone magazine, I got you. Like right, like that's all music centric. But I'm talking like you're talking about global influence. Mm-hmm. I mean,
she's more American centric.
She got a good that vaccine thing is a pretty strong.
Yeah, that's
a pretty strong entry. But now.
But I don't think she did it for the clout. I don't think Dolly did that for clout. Like she didn't go, yeah, I'm gonna do this so they can vote me person of the year. So she doesn't care. I know 9 times out of 10 the people fighting this argument are people who have nothing to do with Dolly Parton and people who just don't like Elon Musk.
It was he was trying to go with as opposite a person as Elon. Fine, and I think that was Dolly.
Because I would have said Bezos since he rode a penis into space. Like he just jumped in gigantic penis and went up in the atmosphere.
I don't think that makes him influential.
He is influential.
Why? Because he influenced Michael Strahan and Will Shatner to do it. Like, hey, look, I got celebs following me into space now.
I got all these people riding my dick in
Look
space.
at all these guys who want to compensate with my rocket.
And
it worked.
So he created the that scene in Austin Powers.
Yeah.
where Dr. Evil's getting away.
I mean,
I guarantee there was like sending people looking up at this thing going, there's a giant wiener. It's like, I don't know why. That plays in my head whenever I think of his travels into space.
At the end of the day, I don't have a problem with him getting the award.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a problem with him ducking his taxes. Like,
but he's gonna pay it.
Is he?
He said he would. Every time he says he would, he does. Said he'd get us to Mars in the next 15 to 20,000 years.
Sure,
we'll end up there. I guarantee it.
You know, the only reason to go to Mars so you can make railroads. Like the only thing you should be doing is like forging iron.
That's what you go to Mercury.
No. Mars literally is like a giant iron ferrite. That's why it's rust colored.
So is Mercury.
No, it's not.
Mercury's mostly iron.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I just watched the documentary. They just told me. They said,
but Mercury's too close to the sun to do anything with.
Okay, that's because
it's not habitable.
That's because you haven't gotten the equipment together. Just because you don't know what to do doesn't mean it's not out there to do, Joey LaFaro. Maybe you should go back to school.
Yeah, Joey.
Yeah. Ha. But what else going on in the world,
We'll ask
Joey?
Neil deGrasse Tyson about that. Anyway, Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
is back.
Was he the one that was beating off on people in the hotel room?
He was beating off on himself.
On a train.
In front of people. Okay.
He's like, hey, do you want to watch me nut on my own stomach? And they were like, no. I want to say no, but oh, you did it already.
I want to say no, but you're finished. It's too late.
So he started a comedy tour in 2020, but it got canceled during the pandemic. And then he started up again in 2021. And now he's got a new comedy special that aired during Saturday Night Live, and it drew a lot of attention. People still are like, hey, he shouldn't have specials at all. And
does he talk about the beating off thing on his special?
I do not know. He's selling it. He did make a lot of money off of it.
When's it on?
His new release is titled Sorry. Is not a show where he shares his regrets. It's an hour where he unapologetically discusses some shopping topics. A quote from the Daily Beast says, the comedian's new material is not for the faint of heart. It has everything. Child fucker jokes that include very involved journey about being in a possession of a little girl's underwear, more pedophilia jokes with an emphasis on Boy Scouts of America, COVID-19 jokes about staring into the human asshole, 9/11 jokes, gay jokes, Jew jokes, cancer jokes, a heavy helping of transgender jokes, and a sprinkling of additional race jokes and tons of sex, as covered by the Daily Beast.
Okay.
I mean, is anybody surprised by that, though?
No. I mean,
I'm
not surprised he did it. I'm surprised. Well, since he's airing it on his own, I can't say I'm surprised the network picked it up. Because it would be like, if Netflix picked it up, that'd be a whole different conversation. But if he's just putting it out there, shit, you don't have to buy anything he puts out.
I think they're more surprised that SNL, the ad ran during SNL. Because that's a pretty big place.
You pay for it. You pay for ad space. If somebody like, do you think Fox News, like not Fox News? Do you think Fox News? Fox News has aired CNN freaking ads. I watched it in the middle of I was watching a Fox News like debate or something, and in the middle of it there was a CNN ad, and I'm like, they don't want that shit to happen, but they get paid to do it.
Yeah.
So SNL has shit to do with that. That's NBC. Now, if you want NBC to say, "Hey, we can't take your money," you're stupid. Because last time NBC said we can't take your money was last time to never. Because they want all the monies they could get, Ever since slavery ended, they've been looking for a new way to get some more money. I don't know what's going on over there.
I just don't. Is he not allowed to do his job anymore?
No, he's not.
Like, I just don't understand. Like, if he, it's comedy. Like, either you go see it or you don't. If you don't like it, then don't go see it. And then if it's not, like it's not like he's like getting his opportunities back that he once had. Like, getting a comedy special out is not the same thing as where he was before all this. He was on everything.
But that's the thing.
People forget how big he was when all this shit broke.
But that's the thing, Joey. When you do have one of these instances come up, they want you to lose everything forever. And it's not like you have a time period. It's not like going to jail where you pay your dues to society, you come back and the world's whole again, and you can just make do with serving your time. Yeah. No, they don't care anymore. The court of public opinion says you're guilty, and you'll be guilty till you die. And then when you die, we don't want people to remember you. And it's like, that's the unfair part about this whole cancel culture shit.
Yeah.
It's like, that's where it boils down to. Do we really want that type of nonsense in our world? I am not a fan of cancel culture. I'm not a fan of people not being able to speak their mind whenever they choose to. Now, I am not a fan of people jerking off in front of people either. But at the end of the day, if that person didn't file charges against him for that jerking off in front of her, I ain't got nothing to do with that. He's not a criminal. In that instant, he is not a criminal. So we can't keep making these damn women, man. I'm sorry.
I think there definitely needs to be.
It boils down to that for me, and it sucks when I say it because it sounds so bad. My girlfriend's told me I sound horrible in the show sometimes because it'll boil down, like, in my head. I'll be talking, and all of a sudden it just boils down to fucking women, man. Damn it! And then everybody's like, "You're a sexist. You're a misogynist." But I'm like, what is it? What is at the core of all this shit? It ain't no dudes getting mad about this stuff. I don't care. It's not.
It's I think, again, it's overcorrection and it's still a correction. And I think the correction is still necessary. It just seems like the anger is carrying from stuff that did get addressed before.
Yes.
And so we're overextending it on, comparative to what's happening. That said, I mean, Louis did some fucked up shit, but are you going to say he can't do, like, if you feel like you don't want to support him, don't support him anymore.
They're like, they want him to work at McDonald's for the rest of his life.
I don't think he has to. I don't think he has to have an. I don't want him to necessarily have an end to his punishment. I don't think he has. I think that he's gonna. I don't think he's ever going to be able to reach the place he was at before this stuff broke. But to say he shouldn't be able to put a special out and shouldn't be able to continue in his profession that he's built a career in, like, that's like, imagine if you had got a degree as a lawyer and like that's probably not the best example. You can get disbarred, but that's a little bit different because other people are dependent upon it. But like, say you worked really hard to become like a historian,
mm-hmm.
and then you did some stuff. Are you not allowed to write a book anymore?
No, you're not.
Like, you could write. Why can't you just write the book? If you don't want to buy it, like, you can. Then you don't. Then it doesn't get published. Or doesn't.
I look at it from the point of view of, it depends on what the hell was done. Okay. Because I'm looking at what Chip Jones just sent to the chat,
and I totally agree with that. I like I said, I think that we're going to have to go through this period.
I'm looking at what he wrote first. Yeah. So he says, so you want the guy to have an end to the punishment, but the woman has to carry the burden her whole life. Okay, in certain instances, there is a burden.
Mm-hmm.
Really though, dude beat off in front of you. There's a burden behind that. Are you scarred behind that, Joey?
Some people can be. We don't all know every detail of what's going on.
That's what she said. That's what happened.
I'm saying, but like, you
yeah,
you always got to. Whenever you got to keep in mind, for every time something like this happens, there are always those who don't say anything.
And that's fair, and that's fair, and I understand that. But the fact
they don't feel comfortable saying because people come back with, oh well, you see how people who do step forward. We have to kind of create that space where you can step forward, say how it affected you, and not be attacked for it because we really appreciate what that person's art was. Like, I'm
not attacking her. I'm not attacking her.
I'm just saying
I'm not. No.
Historically happened in a lot of these situations.
The reason I'm saying I'm not attacking her, and a Christian, I'm gonna let you go in a second because I saw you ready to chime in. But the reason I have to say out loud I'm not attacking her in this instance is because I know how this is when this type of shit comes up. I know someone was listening. Hello, Candace. Welcome to the Comedy Podcast.
Leave me alone, Marcus. What's so goddamn funny?
When I'm on a misogynistic rant,
your timing,
you pop in an hour into the show. when I'm making a male point,
hateful like you always do.
Was it hateful? It was logical, and
it's like the ghost of feminism future just showed up. That's
you said a woman 3 times and you showed up.
That's all you do is say hateful shit, Marcus.
So, Christian, how do you feel about this, Christian?
I completely agree with you, man.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sorry, I guess, for feeling the same way, but I don't see. I mean, I understand that when something crazy like that happens, it can hurt you on a certain level. And he did get punished for it. The man he didn't do anything for like 2 years. 2 years for a comedian is a lot longer than a normal 2 years. So when your work is pushed back like that far, and not speaking just for, I mean, in this circumstance, yes, just for comedians, when your career is pushed back that far, that can do a lot of damage. So I think that he should still be able to do work. But if you don't want to support it, you don't have to support it. Nobody's holding your eyes open, making you watch his stuff, or holding your ears open, making you listen to it. I just think that people get so really caught up with, they just want people to be done when it hurts maybe them too much, or it hits a little too close to home, and then they don't want anything good for that person to ever happen again.
Okay.
They want to be like the ultimate judge over somebody else's life.
And I completely understand that. Chip just made another assessment.
I don't feel like that analogy fits as much though.
Chip, I need you not to pull our plight into the messiness of the Me Too movement. I'm asking point blank period for us to stop aligning the black person's plight with the police with the Me Too movement in any way, shape, or form. They're two completely different things. The police kill us. It is wrong to touch a woman, do things to a woman that she has not permitted you to do under any circumstance. I will never say anything different in that regard, but that is not the same as dying at the hands of the police. It's just not.
We're not saying that. Oh, again. We're not arguing that the guy should have everything restored to him after a certain amount of time. No. You need to, he needs to, I'm just saying, like, the guy shouldn't, you can't just say, oh, you never can make a special again, ever again.
It's just not, it's not reasonable.
Shouldn't you want to help him?
Yeah.
Like, if there was a very serious problem within him, wouldn't you want to help him?
Well, the question is he willing to accept that help?
What?
Who are we talking about?
Louis C.K.
Oh, yeah, he just dropped another special on his fucking website, and I actually can't wait to go see it.
There you go.
There's a win.
I think we can end on that.
Okay, next topic, Joey.
He is a sexual predator. Yes, absolutely. But he's also extremely talented. So there's that.
Candace is giving him her $11.99, even though
he has joined the ranks of those like R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, who are clearly sexual predators, but their, felonious activity does not take away from their talent. So if
he's not a felon.
So if you can separate,
you said felonious, it's similar to felony, but it's not quite there. It's
If
like
you separate the crime
felonish.
from talent,
He
okay,
didn't.
whatever. I'm just saying. Well,
He didn't get convicted.
Robert
He didn't
and
commit a felony though.
Robert and William committed felonies. I'm talking about
Yes,
them.
they did. Yes, they did. Drugging
Yeah.
women and hog tying little girls in their bedroom was wrong for Robert and William. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, he didn't. Louis C.K. did not commit a felony.
No, he just did some creepy shit. But the point
He
is,
did creepy shit.
they were all transgressions against women, which I totally do not condone. However, I cannot deny that these men are extremely talented.
Mic
Anyway.
drop.
All right, there we go.
I think just like that's up to the market to decide. If the market says we don't need this person in the world anymore, then that will bear itself out.
Okay.
I don't think he'll ever get back to where he was because he lost in that moment. He lost a lot of people that will never support anything he does ever again, and that's perfectly fine too.
Mhm.
But to say he shouldn't be allowed to, like, just to make that point.
Just to make that point, just to come on when I say that is what she was here for. I don't understand this shit, Joey.
And you know what the market, because the market will say, and you know what the market stood up and said? Spider-Man's here to save the day. That's what the market said.
Okay, market said that. They said it out loud, just like you did.
Spider-Man No Way Home had a huge 50 million in previews.
Oh my god.
Thursday preview, just Thursday previews alone.
Dude, I cannot wait to see it.
It okay. So I'm gonna be tactful in my assessment of the movie.
Okay.
It was amazing. It was an amazing Spider-Man movie. It showcased the amazing Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 times more than I could think would be there. It was full of all the Sam Raimi-est things that I've ever seen in a Spider-Man movie without needing Sam Raimi. It had all the character development of a special professor who
I don't think we need to go down this road because you're just gonna start spoiling.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
Is the fact that there was an ethnic Mary Jane. That's all we care about, honestly.
There has been for the last 3 movies. Where have you been?
And I'm glad that we're keeping that tradition alive. That's all I care about.
Mary Jane was white for the whole series.
Here's the only thing.
Why are we so happy about a black woman dating a white man? Once again, this is the most ridiculous shit.
Here's the whole thing on that actually does bother me with Zendaya is that those two are actually dating, and now Tom Holland is talking about stepping away to start a family.
They gonna fuck her whole body up. She is too small to have a baby.
He's way too small.
Can they? But I'm like, y'all can't like do this and then go do that. Like, no. Y'all started shit here. We need you to finish it.
Yeah.
Well, they made 3. You only get 3 tops with Spider-Man.
No, they just made another deal. They just spun up like 6 new angles out of that movie.
Well, yeah, that movie did an awesome job, man.
This movie, like,
we didn't spoil it.
We're not going to go into. We're not going to go into any details of the film.
I see Chip Jones is pissed now.
What I will say,
bye. He just said bye.
What I will say is that this was the movie I think we needed this year. Like we've been struggling since the theaters reopened to have that movie that everybody had to go see opening day. Like you were gonna feel left out. You didn't go, and even on every opening day before this there's always been a few seats left. There weren't any sellout movies. There wasn't that must-see movie. You didn't know if that was ever going to happen again because you kept on big blockbuster release. Nothing was coming close. And then then talk about the movies that you go to the theater more than once. Are you going to risk Rona more than once? Spider-Man did it during a resurgence.
Yeah.
And just overcame everything. I don't know if it was just the momentum of we're just so like everybody was kind of so sick and tired of everything else that we needed this. But man, I can't think of a better scenario where something had so much hype and not only hit the hype, but exceeded it.
We're about to get the Spider-Man variant. I know this shit's coming because I know too many people were in the theater I was in. And I didn't hear any coughing, but I heard a lot of talking. So that means black people were there. I don't know. I don't know whatever. If anybody had Rona in there, they were keeping it to themselves because it was very quiet until the cool shit happened. I'm telling you, if you go Christian, go see it, man. Go.
I'm going to on Christmas Day.
See, thank you. Do the Jewish thing. Go see it. Go see that and eat Chinese food, just like the Jewish people.
That's exactly what we do.
Are you
I'm
Jewish?
serious. Every single year. I'm not even Jewish now.
I'm going back on Christmas Eve. I already bought tickets.
What was that, Candace?
I was like, wait, he's Jewish? You look Puerto Rican.
I'm not Jewish or Puerto Rican.
Yes, he looks like he.
Oh,
Are you?
all right.
You're mixed. Aren't you Christian? Are you mixed?
No, I'm Hispanic.
You are Hispanic. Oh, okay.
No, I'm not.
I was being nice. Yeah.
What now?
Yes, sir.
Y'all haven't.
That spell you. That Harry Potter spell you.
I've seen his set, so I know better.
Yeah, you do know better. I'm not Puerto Rican.
What are these bots posting on our
Nasty.
on our YouTube page?
Nasty.
Did I miss
So-
the part?
Yes, you missed that. That was
Okay.
So here's the thing. So Spider-Man No Way Home
Mhm.
there's only been one bigger opening ever.
what's that?
Ever.
Iron Man 3.
Was it-
Endgame.
It was the Thanos.
The only movie that has outperformed it at the box office, and it didn't have to contend with Rona.
True.
Think about that.
Well, you got to remember, people are still not going to work, so they got free time.
No, Thanos was right on the cusp of Rona. Wasn't it like right when it started?
No, it was a whole
No, it
year
was a
before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What? All right.
it's weird.
yeah, it was a year before.
2019.
Yeah.
Rona was 2020. It
Yeah,
was a
March
whole year-
2020. Yeah,
almost a whole year prior.
That's so
But-
weird.
it is an awesome movie. I advise anyone who has not seen it, go see it. I had a blast. My girlfriend had a blast, and my daughter enjoyed it. My daughter kept picking on me, talking about, "Are you crying?" And then I'd hear her sniffle next to me, and then I go, "I ain't crying." And then, "Are you crying?" She's like, "I don't cry. Women don't cry." And I was like, "Where the hell did you get that
What?
shit?"
What?
Wait,
This is
cry. Who
Big
died?
girls don't cry.
No, don't please don't say that.
nobody
Nope.
dies.
We ain't going there.
Candace.
What I will say, you know what?
Who
You know
died,
what?
Marcus?
I'm not. I'm not. I will never spoil a movie if I know someone hasn't seen it.
You know what?
If I didn't know Christian saw it, I would have told the whole movie right now. It'd been like, "Hey man, this is what happened first scene. Oh, at the end. Oh." But
If-
I know Christian hadn't seen it, so I wouldn't do that to him. I won't. Do
I know I'm gonna cry too.
that. Yeah, you
Yes.
will. If you,
You know
if you
when I
like
cried?
Spider-Man, you will.
You know when I cried? The next morning when I saw AMC stock go back up. That's when I started crying because I was like, "Thank you, we need it. Thank you."
Is it up to 50 yet?
It's back up to 30 because it was sinking fast.
Oh yeah, that Joe hit 20, 25. I was like, "Oh shit, I need to buy back in." I sold mine when it hit 50, and I was up $30,000.
God, I stole mine. Shit.
I'm holding on to
Hey,
that capital
buy it
gains.
back now. It's at 30 now.
I'm holding until I hit that year mark.
Oh yeah,
No-
because you
no
don't want to pay
capital
taxes
gains.
on it.
Nope.
Yeah, Joey
Listen.
worried about taxes.
I know.
I don't.
Keep that MC stock now because the Omarion variant is going to bring people not be going to be going to the movies for a while. That Omarion
I
is
don't
fucking
know
shit
about
up.
that.
Your internet's got the Omarion variant.
All right, it's rapid fire time.
Rapid fire time, hit it, Joe.
All right. So Jake Paul had a fight with Tyron Woodley, and
And Tyron Whitley got his ass handed to
he
him.
went down
Yeah, it was.
quick.
He got punched in the face like an old man at a cookout.
I heard it was rigged.
It was
I love
amazing
to
to
see
watch.
them boys getting money.
Oh, yeah, Candace loves when white boys make money fighting black people. It's always amazing for Candace. I don't understand that. It's just
All I've heard is that it was.
What else going on, Joey?
Well, here's the thing. Tyron Woodley, in addition to getting his ass knocked out, has been served a 60-day medical suspension from the Florida State Boxing Commission.
For what?
I guess because of how bad he got his ass. Like, look, you don't need to be fighting nothing. For 60 days.
We're gonna let you stay home for 60 days.
60 days. You need 2 months to think about what just happened to you.
Yeah, you got put in the 60-day in facility.
So stepping up in his place, Le'Veon Bell wants to fight him because that dude can't play football no more.
Well, I mean, hey, we gotta see who Jake Paul gonna knock out next because he seems to keep doing this shit.
I just can. Come on, Mike Tyson. Come on.
Yeah. You wouldn't let him fight a gorilla. Let him fight Jake.
A Florida man was using a thong as a mask in protest. Got kicked off a United Airlines flight.
Now, here's a question I had to that, Joey. Was he using the right side? Now, because if he just had the single string going down the middle of his face, it didn't help anything. But if he used the little triangle in the front, that's a mask.
I don't think that triangle going to cover
that triangle should help.
Nah, he a Florida dude. His mouth too big.
It's always Florida, always United. Like it's always those two. Wasn't United the ones that beat up that Asian dude and drug him off the plane? Wasn't that them?
Yes.
Or was that Delta?
Don't talk about Asian people. They control Wi-Fi. He can't afford it. He can't afford to talk about Asian people with your Wi-Fi. Oh, fuck. Yes, United did beat up that Asian man and drag him off the plane. And now Florida man's wearing panties on his face trying to get from West Palm Beach to Fort Lauderdale. I don't know why. Those are the only places. Those are the only places in Florida I know. It's going there to there.
Here's a fun fact. In a typical year, the FAA sees 100 to 150 formal cases of bad passenger behavior. Since January, the FAA has recorded more than 5,660 unruly passenger reports. More than 4,070 of them were mask related.
Of fucking course. Of course they are.
Get them on the no-fly list. Let's go.
Because this is prime Trump. I don't want to wear a mask people situations. They all they do is yell at people anyway. So when they go, hey, I'm getting on this plane. I paid the $1,000. I don't need to wear a mask. I will keep my cough to myself. And that's all they worry about. But yeah, it's so ridiculous, dude. What else is going on, Jim?
And finally, researchers have taught human brain cells in a petri dish to play Pong. When they are in the game, they believe they are the paddle. Researchers at biotechnology startup Cortical Labs have created mini brains consisting of 800,000 to 1 million living human brain cells in a petri dish. The cells are placed on top of a microelectrode tray that analyzes the neural activity. We think it's fair to call them cyborg brains. Brett Kagan, the chief scientific officer at Cortical Labs and research lead of the project, told New Scientist.
So we just putting brains in a dish and watching them rumble. Is that what we doing?
I mean,
is that what we doing now?
On the bright side, at least this isn't robots.
This is the first step.
No, they're doing it with like actual brain cells. Mm-hmm. So I don't know I don't know what the apocalyptic scenario is. Would it be in the human brain? Is it cyborgs? This is gonna leave cyborgs.
They're gonna make cyborgs.
Yeah, they said they're gonna mix them together.
Yeah, they're gonna make these. They're gonna make these androids that from like the Star Trek ones, like Data. They're gonna make them in these labs, and then we're like,
that's not a cyborg. That's an android. You can't trust the android because that's an AI, and that ain't got no humanity. They ain't got no. That's why he had to have the tear jerker in inserts. But like, if you're a cyborg, then you got the real emotion because you a real person, but you got a robot body.
Okay, that's how the apocalypse starts.
And they're gonna make it work for Amazon. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna make them deliver Amazon and actually respect your products and place them on your front porch.
Place them nicely on your porch instead of throwing them from a mile away.
Yeah.
There's just gonna be a bunch of like tiny robots with like human brain cells as like a host. There'll be like a drone that's delivering stuff, but it's got a human brain. And so like one day it's gonna just show up at your door and with like the shotgun you ordered and go kill me. Like it's gonna scratch that in the dust.
Oh man, hey Joey, I gotta since we're getting out of here for the week, man.
Yeah.
Next week, remind me. I got a story to tell you because I saw a conspiracy theory that I think is gonna blow people's minds. It's a way we're gonna get through this robot apocalypse. It's on its way.
Okay.
All right. We can get out of here for the week, Joey. It's been fun, man.
It's been a blast.
It didn't even seem like we went as long as we did.
Yeah, it went a little
over, but hey, that's fine. We're the Comedy Podcast. We can do whatever we want to do.
Christian, thank you for joining us, man.
Definitely, thank you for joining us, sir.
Of course, it was amazing.
Good luck next Thursday at the Bagoobies finals.
Yes.
Thank you.
We have to abstain from taking sides because we are multiple members of the .comedy family now. I know in those finals.
Yes, we do.
So we got to support y'all equally.
Got to support you from a distance.
We can't show favoritism until we figure out who wins.
Yes,
and then we can show favoritism.
I understand. Yes, I understand most of it.
So just like in a real family, fight for our love.
But we're gonna find you on the internet, Christian.
They can find me on Facebook at Christian McCartney. Oh, and I have a website, MrMcCartney.com.
Okay.
Official website with shows and links to everything.
That's awesome. Oh
Yes.
man, Joey, where can they find you at?
That is at LaFaro Comedy on Instagram. That's LOFARO.
All right, man. And you can find me wherever you find the Comedy Podcast. You can find DJ Marcus. Hit me up at djmarcus.comedy@gmail.com if you're looking for a DJ for any gigs, host, looking for somebody just to do your bidding on the internets. DJ Marcus is always there for you. What's up, Joe?
Programming note. Next week, we will have our year in review special.
Okay.
With D-Lo.
D-Lo's in the building. That's right. D-Lo's going to join us for our year in review. It has been a great year for .comedy, and we want to share with you all the highs, lows, and in-betweens. For DJ Marcus, Joey LaFaro, Candace August for the time she joined us, and Christian McCartney, we want to thank you again, sir, and we want to have you back on again in the near future. Especially if you win that competition, we need to shine some more light on you. All right.
Oh yeah, we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about it.
All right, now. All right, folks. We will see you next time with more fun and more thrills on the .comedy Podcast.